Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We've got an incredibly moving story to explore today. We're going to break down a cinematic, highly emotional Bangladeshi village drama that really forces us to look in the mirror and question our values. It's just a beautifully crafted narrative all about family dynamics, sacrifice, and ultimately the true meaning of wealth. I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through this today because the journey we're about to take brings these powerful themes to life in such a vivid way. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive into this. What actually defines true wealth in a family? I mean, is it the size of some bank account you happen to inherit? Is it the shiny jewelry you wear? Or is it measured by your actions and your sacrifices when things get impossibly tough? I want you to really hold on to this question as we introduce the characters at the very center of our story. Section 1. Two contrasting daughters-in-law. Now, the contrast between the two women living in this rural household is just stark. It's literally night and day. On one side, we've got the elder daughter-in-law, Nazrin. She is constantly boasting about her wealthy father. She spends her days just lounging around in air-conditioned comfort, totally avoiding chores, and she flaunts these expensive diamond-like earrings. But on the other side, we have our protagonist, Farida. She is incredibly humble. She manages every single household chore, and instead of kicking her feet up, she uses her spare time to teach local village women handicrafts. Nazrin even goes as far as mocking Farida's dowry, which was an old sewing machine, claiming it's worth less than the border of her own sari. So, the specific craft Farida is pouring her heart into is called Nakshi Kantha. If you don't know, this is a stunning, traditional Bengali art form where these beautiful, intricate patterns are embroidered right onto quilts and cloth. Of course, Nasreen completely dismisses this work. She claims it's just a cheap waste of time that wouldn't even earn enough to buy her a tube of lipstick. But Farida knows better, right? She's using Nakshikantha to teach the village women self-reliance, respect, and independence right there from her own courtyard. Section 2. A sudden family tragedy. Out of nowhere, the previously harsh and demanding mother-in-law, Anwar Begum, collapses right in the middle of talking to the family. She cries out, "My face! I can't speak! My left side is paralyzed." In a split second, the woman who confidently ran this entire household is completely incapacitated. And this brilliantly illustrates how quickly life can change for any of us. The local village doctor, Hashem, is rushed in, and he delivers a pretty grim diagnosis. It's a severe cerebral attack, a stroke. He makes it crystal clear that local village care is just not going to cut it. She needs immediate, highly expensive treatment at a major neuro hospital in the city, complete with specialized doctors and long-term physiotherapy. It's a massive, sudden burden. Section 3. Abandonment versus true sacrifice. When faced with this terrifying medical bill, Nazrin's true colors completely show. She literally says, "I won't waste my father's money on a sick house. Let's go to my father's house." So rather than part with a single taka of her inherited wealth, Nazrin and her husband Kamal, who is the elder son by the way, make the unbelievably cruel decision to pack their bags and just abandon the paralyzed mother. All that wealth means absolutely nothing because they refuse to use it to save a life. Section 4. The secret savings revealed. 80,000 taka. Now, you might be wondering, where on earth did this massive sum of money come from? Well, it came from Farida. Yup. The same Farida who was constantly mocked for her quote-unquote cheap sewing. As it turns out, she had been secretly saving every bit of earnings from the Nakshikanta crafts that she and the village women were selling to a contact in the city over the last year and a half. She hadn't spent a single coin on herself. But here's the catch. 80 grand wasn't quite enough. The hospital admission alone required around 100,000 taka. So what does Farida do? She completely selflessly takes off her own gold bangles and sells them to make up the difference. She literally sacrifices the last pieces of her own jewelry just to make sure her mother-in-law gets the ambulance and the specialized care she so desperately needs. Section 5. Realizing the true wealth. Let's move to and see how this builds across a 3-month timeline. In month 1, the mother is hospitalized, and Farida refuses to leave her side. I mean, she's providing round-the-clock bedside care, washing her, feeding her. By month 2, that intense physiotherapy starts yielding some seriously hopeful results, fueled entirely by Farida's tireless devotion. And then, by month 3, a literal miracle happens. The mother-in-law returns home, and she is actually walking again. Now, when the mother-in-law finally gets back home, Nazrin and Kamal have the nerve to show back up, thinking they can just waltz right back in. But the mother-in-law stops them dead in their tracks, delivering this devastating blow to Nazrin. "I was blind to the glitter of money. "You are my true wealth. Get out of my house." She banishes the greedy elder son and daughter-in-law right then and there. She finally recognizes that Farida's heart, her dedication, and her hard work are infinitely more valuable than Nasrin's toxic, selfish wealth. Section 6. Triumphs and Female Empowerment. So things take an amazing turn. A businessman named Shah Jeen shows up in the village. He's this major export house owner from the capital city of Dhaka. He had seen the Nakshikantha and the bed sheets that Farida and the women were producing, and he immediately recognized the absolute world-class quality of their work. Shahjeen sits down and presents them with a highly lucrative new export contract. It's a total game changer. He offers to purchase all their local crafts on an ongoing basis and export these pieces to international markets. This effectively turns Farida's little village initiative into a massive community success story. But listen to this. Farida doesn't just blindly sign on the dotted line. She actually has one very strict condition. Farida's condition for signing the contract is it's beautiful. She demands that a portion of all the profits from this massive international contract must go directly toward funding education for poor girls in their village. She really cements her role not just as a lifesaver to her mother-in-law, but as a true community leader who selflessly uplifts the next generation. And honestly, the businessman is so moved by her integrity that he agrees on the spot. Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. So, how do you measure a person's value? Is it by their bank account or by what they actually do when tragedy strikes? Farida had basically nothing in her bank account compared to Nasreen, yet she proved she had everything that truly mattered. I really hope this incredible story of the Nakshikantha leaves you reflecting on how you measure character and wealth in your own life. Thank you so much for joining me today, and keep learning.